So this is the last way of solving quadratics that we're going to go over for this lesson. So far we've done by factoring, by square roots, then we did by graphing. This is solving by completing the square. Okay, now one thing I like about this is that we should already be familiar with completing the square from last unit. So for this one, it's just adding the component of solving to it. First thing you want to do though is check through each of these four and make sure it starts off with a 1x squared. Okay, and each one of them does, so we're good. So the next thing you want to do, remember, is get rid of any constant that's floating around here. So like these right here, the negative 21, negative 20, positive 20, each one of these you want to get rid of them. And so we're going to need to do the opposite for each one. So add 21 to both sides, and you'll have x squared plus 4x plus blank equals 21 plus blank. Okay, next, we're completing the square, so we need to take half of this middle term. Half of 4 is 2, and we'll have x plus 2 squared equals. Okay, well, the line above would have been generated by doing the square double square. So here's the square, here's the double, the 4x, and then we need the last square. 2 squared is 4. So add 4 in both those blanks. 21 plus 4 is 5. Is 25. Okay, next, get rid of this squared by doing the square root on both sides. X plus 2 squared, take the square root, equals plus and minus, remember that from the last part, the square root of 25. Well, that's going to be a positive and a negative 5. So x plus 2 equals positive and negative 5. Okay, so lastly, subtract that 2 from both sides. X equals negative 2 plus 5, x equals negative 2 minus 5. Well, negative 2 plus 5 is 3, so x equals negative 2 plus 5, or 3. One solution is 3. The other one is x equals negative 2 minus 5, which is negative 7, so x equals negative 7. These right here are your two x values, which would make this one true. Okay, your next one. X squared minus 8x equals 33. This one is already actually set up for us, okay? We don't even need to get rid of any constant. So we'll have x squared minus 8x plus a blank equals 33 plus a blank, okay? Divide your middle number in half, minus 4 squared. Do 4 squared on both sides, 16 and 16. Okay, so 33 plus 16 is 49. Now, again, square root of both sides. We need to have plus and minus on the right-hand side. So x minus 4 equals positive and negative 7. The square root of 49 is 7. Now, if you need help finding that, in your calculator, if you do the second, then the x squared button, that brings up the square root. So you can type in the number, okay? Or, again, ask yourself, what number times itself equals equals 49. So like 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, and so on. Eventually, when you get up to 7, 7 times 7 is 49. Now, get rid of this 4 by adding it to both sides. So one of your answers is going to be 4 plus 7, and the other answer is 4 minus 7. Okay, so 4 plus 7 is 11. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Both of these are answers that would make this true. Okay, so we'll do one more together, and then this last one will be yours. X squared minus 10x minus 20 equals 0. Get rid of your constant by adding it to both sides. When you rewrite it, I think it's easiest if you write it with this blank here. So we'll have 20 plus blank. Okay, take half of your middle number, which is a minus 5, square it, and add it to both sides. So 5 squared is 25. Add that to both sides. And so we get 45. Okay, next, take the square root here and here, plus and minus on the right-hand side. And so we'll have x minus 5 equals positive and negative the square root of 45. Now, the square root of 45, if you check your calculator, that one doesn't have a whole number solution. So anytime you get a decimal, we're actually going to leave it as the square root of 45. Okay, now, solve for x, add 5 to both sides, and then the way we finish this and leave the final solution, it's not going to feel like as much of a solution as it normally does. 5 plus or minus the square root of 45. But for now, that's actually going to be good enough. Tomorrow, or in the next video, we'll learn about how do you actually simplify a square root, which doesn't perfectly take the square root down to an integer. Okay, so 5 plus or minus the square root of 45, perfectly fine. This last one is yours. Good luck.